Parents are no longer allowed to have access to the locker room. What is this shit show? I never could have imagined a professional world, where a couple of parents thought that they could make their way down to the locker room. You're texting the coach in the middle of the fucking game. That's a new one. The idea of my dad or my mom calling on my behalf to defend me, that's cringe. So I'm growing a beard. If you call this a beard, this looks like somebody hasn't shaved for a couple days. I apologize for my appearance. Welcome to Unleashed. I'm Eric Wynalda. It's another week in the madness of football. Everything has kind of started. We're a couple of games in. Serie A looks different this year. I mean, McTominay, are you kidding me? Does everybody that leave Manchester United become a world-class, unbelievable world beater? Man, even Anthony looks better over at Betis. Anyway. Let's take that out of sight. Put it over there for now. I've been watching Bundesliga 2. Obviously, the EPL has started, and it's been great, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of cool stories in there, a lot of things to talk about. However, there's one thing in particular that needs to be addressed. It's the Bellingham family. Jude Bellingham, as we all know, played for Borussia Dortmund, and now his brother Job plays there. They're not the problem. But we do have what seemingly is a growing problem in the world of football. It's mom and dad. When did they become such a huge part of this? Did this ever happen before? Was this ever or is just we just didn't know about it, and social media has become a part of it, and just access? Or is it what I've argued in the past as far as Americans are concerned? If you paid for the service, you now think that you're allowed to have opinions about the product, or at least how this all happens for your child. I'm not happy with my child's minutes. Can we discuss this? And you're texting the coach in the middle of the fucking game. That's a new one. There's some clubs that say, okay, don't bother me for 24 hours after the game because I don't want to deal with the wrath of your idiocy. But parents are gone nuts, and now it's the Bellinghams. So apparently, after the game, this was a 3-3. It wasn't the best result. I mean, obviously, they had a 3-1 lead that went sideways on them. Final score 3-3. Confusing game, whatever. Niko Kovac is not the kind of coach I would ever in a million years approach and ask him why he didn't play my child or my son. But apparently that's what almost happened. Sebastian Kehl, who is the technical director for Borussia Dortmund, got in the way, and now they have invoked a policy. Here's the policy that is now in existence. Are you kidding me? At Borussia Dortmund, parents are no longer allowed to have access to the locker room. When were parents ever allowed to have access to the locker room? What is this shit show? What is happening? The United States already went through their most embarrassing moment with Claudio Reyna and Daniel Reyna sending text messages and accusations and then trying to essentially get their former best friend, best man at the wedding, get him fired because he didn't play your kid. We know something you don't know. I mean, are you kidding me with this stuff? And now we got Mark Pulisic, who's also decided to chime in on people's opinion of his son, and anybody that challenges his character is going to get a DM from Mark, or he's going to go on to a docuseries and tell you that you shouldn't talk shit. Those are his words, not mine. I've never seen it like this. I mean, I never could have imagined a professional world, where a couple of parents thought that they could make their way down to the locker room, Garth style. I mean, like, hey, look at my pass. I'm allowed to go in here. I mean, here I go, And then, because it's basically Wayne's World, right? And they come down there and they want to talk to the coach. And then, an official from the club has to get in the way and make sure that doesn't happen. This stuff is crazy, man. This is a wacky, wacky world. I hope it doesn't continue. I hope everybody understands that that's not your place. It isn't. It's like, I mean, if I had a regular job, right? And I didn't have a particularly good day, and my boss scolded me or, took me off a project or something. The idea of my dad or my mom calling on my behalf to defend me, that's cringe. Man, I hope this doesn't continue. Bellinghams. What's even crazier is the Bellinghams are friends with the Reynas. Wow, I didn't even think of that until just now. Maybe this was just a dinner gone wrong. I don't know. Let's figure it out. America, be better. World, be better. Bellinghams, please. For just everybody's sake, knock it off. All right, here we are again. It's getting closer and closer to fall. The summer is almost over. I mean, we're the last real state that is in still having 100-degree weather here in Las Vegas, Nevada. As wonderful as that might sound, it's not great. We're tired of it. It's starting to cool off a little bit. We found ourselves under 100 somewhere in the 90s, which has prompted this inability to shave. I don't know why I'm not shaved, but I've had a long week. There's been a lot going on. However, that's not why I wanted to do this. This little short tidbit to share on YouTube. It is a part of Unleashed, but here's something else that I've been up to. My academy has just returned from its tour of Europe. We went to Germany, Holland, and Belgium. It was an incredible trip. Here's some footage of that. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll show you one of the games. How about that? We played against Leverkusen. Leverkusen is one of the top academies in the world, in my opinion. And this is me coaching, and this is the guys that I chose to go on the trip. And here's the result. Enjoy.
How does a spider catch a fly? Webs. No. Does a spider move? He waits until the fly is in the web before he moves. And that's what you will do. What does a spider do when the fly hits the web? 100 miles an hour. You're here for a reason. You're here because you're great soccer players. Be brave and go do it. All right? Just get your leg moving. A little fun.
All right, so that's that. It's a pretty good scoreline anytime you're able to take out the opposition 4-5-0. I say 5-0 because they did call back one of our goals. We did play Kassel after that, which is Hessen-Kassel is a close neighboring town to Leverkusen, and we thought it'd be a good idea to pack 2 games into one day, and that's what we did. We only played for 50 minutes, but the final scoreline was, I'll say 5, but on the record it was 4-0 to Wynalda Soccer Academy. I want to congratulate my guys for having a wonderful day and being spiders, because that was the whole idea, but it worked. It worked, and those kids really showed their worth. And I couldn't be more proud of those boys wearing a shirt with my emblem on it. This will continue. Wynalda Soccer Academy is not done. We will probably do a couple more trips before the end of the year. All this stuff is privately funded, and it is flying straight in the face of the pay-to-play system. Those kids didn't pay for anything. We paid for the flights, we paid for their housing, paid for the uniforms, and every single meal. So, well, that's not true. They actually did have an opportunity to go and eat something on their own if they didn't like the food that we gave them. But all things being equal, I was the best money I've ever spent, because it really gave those boys an opportunity to see a whole different world of what this sport can provide and the possibilities that can be. And I do think that some of these kids remember the names, not on the front of the shirt, on the back of the shirt. That's kind of the different way of saying it. But some of those kids, in my opinion, have really shown that they have a future in the game. So keep paying attention. There'll be more of Wynalda Soccer Academy. I'll catch you next time. I'll show you some more the next time we do this. For now, that's it from Unleashed.